guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking you on a step-by-step guide on how to bridge the fastest way in Minecraft Bedrock. Now, if you want to see how to do this tutorial and want to see more videos like this, then make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the little thumbs up so it turns blue. Further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. Tired of bridging slow like this? Want to bridge as quick as this, the quickest way on Bedrock server? Well, the step-by-step tutorial today will surely get you going in life. Hello guys, as you have seen, I just showed two clips of different types of bridging. So here's one of them, and this is called God bridging. Now this is the quickest way to bridge on Minecraft Bedrock. It's quicker if you play Treasure Wars. It's quicker than a auto bridger. Now there's many different types of bridging, like this, or you know, just crouched, or standing full black from the edge. Like there's loads of different types of bridging. But today, if you want me to go over any of these, I can. But today I'm just going to be teaching you how to do God bridging. Now, instead of being one of those YouTubers that are like, here's a tutorial, and then just does this. I mean, I went across one of those videos. Now, it didn't really help me. However, I did find out that I'm gonna mute you, Toby. I was in the middle of a video. Okay, restart. As you have heard, I will be teaching you how to bridge like this. Now, you've seen two clips just a moment ago. Now, they're two completely different clips because there are so many different ways to bridge in Minecraft Bedrock. However, I'm just going to be going over just God bridging, which is the quickest method on Bedrock. And it's quicker than a auto bridger if you play Treasure Wars. Now, I'm not going to do one of those tutorials where you just do this, because that's the tutorial I saw and it didn't really help. So I decided that I'd come here today to make you a better tutorial on how to help. Now, I have helped a lot of my friends do this, so I think you guys should be able to get it from the tutorial. So the first things you want to do is you want to be 2 blocks away from the edge, just like this. So you see, what you want to do is count down 1, 2. Now, once you get to this 3rd block, just here, 2 away from the edge, you want to build 1 block up. Now, you're going to crouch, and you're going to stand like relatively close to the edge, not so close you walk off, or not so close you can't see that block, really. But you don't want to be too close to where you're like this, because that won't work. You want to kind of be back, but not, you want to be back, but not too far back. Now, I like to have my crosshair, as you can see, kind of at the top of this block. Now, some people would prefer to have it here or somewhere else, because I've seen some of my friends do that. But I'm just going to be teaching you the way I did it. Now, there's a few steps that I'm going to teach you. So first, just place a block and run forward. Just like that. Simple as that. Just so that you keep practicing. Now, for this, I would recommend knowing how to bridge like this, where you spam, because it really does help you, because you need to kind of know where that sweet spot is, because if you don't know in Bedrock, you can actually place a block in front if you're stood on a block. But you want to just practice walking forward like that and placing a block, because it's all about timing. So, you want to place a block and walk. Now, you want to get 2 like that. That is good. Now what I need you to practice is just sprinting forward and looking down. So by the time you hit the ground, you should have your crosshair down. Now, it doesn't matter if you land on either one of these blocks, but you just need to practice making sure your crosshair's down. Because the main thing about this bridging is the way it has a chain so that it'll never break. So what you need to do is, from looking at this block, you will need to flick down. So now you've got the building and the flicking in place, you should be good. So now all you want to do is practice just walking forward normally and just holding down like that. Now don't expect to get that first try like I just did. Because this, for some people, you won't get it first try and you will need to practice. Don't let that hinder you. And you're just going to do that. All you're going to do. And once you get there, you're just going to stop. So what you're going to do is you're going to look there, and then you're going to place the block before you walk. You're going to place the block, and start walking as you place it. Now you're going to flick down so that before this happens, because you don't want that to happen where you walk and it's already placed on top like this, because that won't work. So what you want to do is you want to walk forward and look down. So I need you to practice. Now pause the video and keep practicing this, and once you get good at this, you should be able to do this where you walk forward, not holding down sprint. Now you'll know if you've done it correctly. Now you've probably seen me do it a few times, but if you fail, I'm trying my hardest now. If you fail, then this will happen and there won't be a block on this block here, there will only be one here. Now that's because you flicked down, and as you flick down, if you saw that, as you flick down, you flick down onto this block. You want to flick down so that you're on this block. So instead of flicking down here, you want to place walk forward and flick down so that you're on there, like that. So when you need to walk for quite a while until you flick down. Now if there is a block in front there, that means you've done it correctly. Now once you've got that down, the chain is that means the chain is locked in place. So once you've done that, you can do that again, and now look, you can just walk forward and it'll place it for you. Now you can also add sprinting and jumping, and that is the quickest way. But now what you're going to want to do to get in this quicker is you're going to want to do that, but you're going to have to flick down sooner because you'll be sprint walking this time. So you're going to want, that's why you have to be 2 away from the edge. Now I will talk about you can go closer, but you need to go 2 away from the edge like that, and it should just catch up. Now you don't have to stop like I keep doing, because you can just do that and then you can go. Now what I'd recommend before putting in jumping and everything is to make sure you get the chain down, because if you don't get the start and the chain down, then it will never work. See, that's the good start, and now you can tell the chain is in place. All I have to do is sprint walk. I can add what I want. I can go backwards, I can go sideways. As long as my crosshair stays on the block below me and I'm holding down build, I should be good. So I can 360 like that. But look, as soon as I let go of build, it won't work anymore. So that's very important to hold down build. So once you place this first block, you're going to want to hold down build. So unlike most bridging, like this technique where you spam as quick as possible, this one's more reliable because all you have to do is hold down. So what you want to do here is you want to go here and just hold down and keep it held down and look down constantly. If you look up, you're screwed. You see? It's going to fail you like that. So you always have to look down on the block. So I'm not saying you have to look directly down like this. You can like look up like that to the edge of the block. That still works as long as your crosshair is on the block below you. Now here's a few things that you're going to know is that you won't get it first try, so don't worry if that doesn't happen. Just keep on practicing, and if you need to, take back the steps where you walk like that and just practice flicking down. Also, you cannot, this is a funny misconception that a lot of people do, is you can do it, yes, 1 block closer like this, you can do it like that, and I'll explain to you how to do that in a second, but you can't do it where there's no block beneath you, because that is impossible, because it's actually sort of a glitch where the chain works. So you always have to have a minimum of 1 block, but you don't have to have 2 blocks or 1 block away. You can start 5 blocks away for all you want, as long as you have 1 block below and in front. So as long as you're 1 high and 1 away from the edge, you'll always be able to God bridge. Now, like I just said, you can actually go one closer. Now, how you're going to do this is you're just going to do exactly the same thing, but you like exactly the same. Like you're going to flick at the same time and everything. You're going to do the exact same. The 2 blocks is just easier for beginners, and I'd recommend sticking to this if you've only just learnt this, because it gives you extra time to flick down. So this gives you 2 blocks to flick down, so that, see, I flicked down on the second block there. So you can flick down on either of these 2 blocks, but you have to flick down by the end of one of them. So pretty much all you need to know to do this type of God bridging, which and loads of you should know how to do this, is just being able to look down and run and hold down build. And yeah, sounds as simple as that. But don't get your hopes up too much, because it's more difficult than you think. But look, all you have to do is place a block and not wait. So what you want to do is place a block and like immediately walk. Now, as you can tell, that'll stop it from doing that. Now you can walk forward once more. Hang on, I let go of build. You can do that, walk forward, and now you can just look down and it should work. Now the only reason this isn't working is because I'm not going quick enough. Now, so that I have to walk, now I can look down and it'll work. You see? So I'll just go over that again. So this is the easier way to do it. So just look at the block there, hold down, build, until your crosshair gets here. It builds a block there. Now what you want to do is look down. Now just sprint and jump, and it'll build all you like. And to impress your friends, like I said, as long as your crosshair is on the block you're below, which is that block I'm on here, and I'm holding down build, this you can walk backwards, sideways, you can do 360 for all you want. You see? But yeah, I wouldn't recommend crouching or jumping, because that really doesn't help when you're doing it, and it could mess up the chain. Now, a few things that you're going to need if you want to use this as your main type of bridging is how to stop. Because if you see, I'm jumping like this, and I run out of blocks. That'd be dead in Treasure Wars. So, what you want to do is you want to do this. Now, if you're going to jump bridge, you need to always constantly look down here. You have to constantly look down here at your blocks count. Now, obviously, I'm in creative, so I just have 1 block. But you have a stack or 32, whatever you'll have in Treasure Wars, Sky Wars, pretty much anything that you can bridge on. You will have a specific amount of blocks. So what you want to do is when you start bridging and now you jump, you want to constantly look at your block count. And when you get to about 12, maybe 15, what I'd recommend is instead of just keep going while jumping, you will die. So what you need to do is you need to jump like this, and then you just need to stop like that. So all you need to do to stop is just stop jumping, still hold down build and look down, but just stop jumping and let go of build when you're ready, but constantly look down. So that I'm doing this, say I'm about to run out of blocks, I just stop jumping and I just let go of build. Now, if a lot of people do this where they crouch as they stop because they think they're going to fall off, don't. Just trust in God bridging, because look, if I do this, hang on, I stopped. If I do what I just said, so if I do this and I crouch, you will most likely die. Now that time I kept the chain in, but I've done this a few times. What a lot of people do is if they're going to crouch because they're about to run out of blocks, they tend to look up and they just fall off like that. So don't crouch. Trust in it. Now, you can only go in a straight line even if you keep the chain. The chain will only go one way. So for example, if you're going to do this, you can't then just turn. You will fail. You can only go in the direction you started from. So say I start bridging in that direction, I can only go that direction. Start bridging this direction, I can only go that direction, not begin to bridge that way with God bridging. What you'd have to do is you would have to rebuild it. So you'd have to do this, come to the end, and then you'd have to place one, build up another one, and then go. Now, what a lot of people do as well is they jump at the start. Now, no matter how far you stand back, so for example, stand back 1 block, so I start bridging from here, start bridging from here, or say I start bridging from here, you cannot jump while you're on land, unless you're starting really far back. So, you have to get off those 2 blocks, because if you look, I start jumping, I've kind of gotten used to it, so it's kind of a habit that I have now, but look, if I just start jumping it won't work. You always have to place and get that chain in lock before you can jump. Now it does take up a lot of blocks, and I've had a lot of feedback from my friends that it feels like you're losing blocks a lot more quicker because you're bridging so much more quicker. And that would be true because if you're used to bridging like this, then you will be used to someone else doing the bridging for you. Now, what I would say is, for short distances like this, if you want to get to this platform, for example in Treasure Wars, the city one, now, as you can tell, there's no point going God bridging there, because that could waste precious wool or whatever building material you have. So what I just recommend is always keeping the technique of your old bridging so that you can bridge. I did just fail there, yes, that was on purpose obviously, but keep your old technique of bridging, which my old technique we used to call speed bridging. It's basically where you walk forward and just spam blocks so that it would build. As you can tell, it's not very reliable because you're just spamming blocks. It's kind of luck, and you don't get to go all the way to the edge. So if I keep spamming, usually the islands go down like this. So if I keep spamming, it'll lock onto that block and I'll just walk off and die. So it wasn't very reliable. Now, I did say I'd teach you how to do 1 block away, and I did, and I'm just going to remind you, just don't change anything. Just walk and place. Just do exactly what you would do that I said for the 2 block. And that's pretty much everything about God bridging. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial because how many games I've played when people don't know how to God bridge. Now, don't come at me if I have done anything wrong. This is the way I personally learn and the way I thought was the easiest to learn. And I think when I tried it on my friends, they definitely thought it was the easiest way to learn that they had found on YouTube and from me. So, and there's probably many different types of bridging, God bridging, and you might be able to God bridge like this where you can do it without a block, but for the time being I don't think that's possible, and this is the way I learn. I've only just recently learned it myself, so yeah. But anyway, that's all for today. Like I said, just a little quick tutorial for people to learn how to God bridge, and if you do get confident enough, try to jump into the God bridge like that. Now there's not really anything different for that, apart from you want to stand back and you want to place, oh god, you want to place this block 2 away from the thing, 2 away from the edge before you get there, so that you can just jump on, look down and go into a God bridge. So that's it for today. Just wanted to help people out a little more. I have seen that my views have been going quite good, so thank you guys, and that's all from me to today.